Hi there. So this is my friend Frank, who I've met,
Hi.
and I'm just going to let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Frank Di Mauro. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I'm pretty technical, licensed mechanic, licensed HVAC mechanic. I'm a general manager now for a company, and we service the construction industry
Nice.
with skilled handyman.
Nice.
Yes.
So just explain why you came here, what you were dealing with, and what led you to the point of coming to Hippocrates.
Well, what brought me here really was just I was feeling a little overwhelmed. My job is very stressful. I was feeling overweight. I had some medical issues, and I spoke to my doctor, and my doctor said to me that my blood glucose was climbing higher and higher, and that I would have to I'd have to be on insulin soon. And I just said to my doctor, no effing way. Sorry, I don't want to use any language in it, but no effing way. I'm gonna be on insulin. They all told me that once I had diabetes, I would continue to have diabetes, and the only way I could do anything about it was literally just to manage it with the drugs and the metformin that they were going to give me, or the insulin. So I was talking to a friend of mine, Carmen, who is actually an ambassador for Hippocrates, and he said, you got to come down to Hippocrates. I said, well, what's it all about? And he just kept saying, you just got to go down. You have to experience. It's not about one particular thing. So I was hesitant, and literally he talked to me for 3 or 4 years. And in November, just a couple of months ago, my doctor said to me that he was going to put me on insulin. And again, that was the second time, and I just said, there's no way. And I made a decision to come down to Hippocrates and see what the program was like.
Nice.
So I was coming down to try and heal my diabetes.
Nice. And so what has the protocol been that you've been following specifically?
The protocol is a lot of living foods. A lot of sprouts. So when I came here, I filled my plate. I literally I said, I'm only eating these little sprouts. So I made a huge plate, and it was very interesting and very shocking that the next day I did half a plate, and I could barely finish that. And I actually asked the nurse when I saw him, Nurse Tom. I saw him. He said, I don't understand. He said, I eat much more at home. And he explained that I was eating dead food. So my body kept craving more nutrition. And here I'm eating, sprouts and microgreens and nuts and these seeds, and they're so live, full of energy that and vitamins and nutrition that your body didn't need anymore.
Right.
So I kept cutting down my plate, and I kept getting fuller.
Right.
I was eating less and getting fuller.
Right.
Which was amazing.
Right.
And but because my body was getting the nutrition, and my body said, I have enough nutrition. I'm not hungry anymore.
Right.
And that was one of the most incredible things. Plus, drinking the water here that's all completely filtered and clean, and listening to the lectures, understanding my body rhythms, what I should be putting in my body, and just understanding food and the whole technology of food, what is real food?
Right.
What is real food that energizes and feeds your body?
Right.
Not dead food that has no energy for your body, and all it does is create problems in your body.
Right. And so as a diabetic, your blood sugar levels spike throughout the day.
My blood sugar, as a diabetic prior to Hippocrates, my blood sugar was going up and down incredibly.
Right.
I was hitting levels of 14, 15, 16. I got up to as high as almost 21 once, and this started to scare me. And when it happened, you just felt lethargic. You had no energy. And when I came here, I saw my blood sugars going down, and I was worried about having low blood sugar. And again, talked to the nurse, and the nurse says, "Well, we're going to monitor that, and we'll see what happens." But yet, my blood sugar, because of the sprouts and because of the wheatgrass and because of those essential vitamins and nutrients, I truly believe, help my pancreas get better.
Right.
And my blood sugar literally dropped to about 5.9, and it's been there for the last week and a half. Just incredible.
Well, I also want to talk to you about your the other side of the coin, which is the psychotherapy that you've experienced here, and the revelations you've had from that, and the healing transformation that has happened on a mental and even spiritual level.
Well, I think it was very hard to talk about before, but after going through the therapies here, it's become very much easier. I had a death in my family, a suicide that hurt me very deeply, and because prior to my cousin's suicide, he had called me, begging me to come down to help him, and he was in another country at that time. I just could not bring myself to go and help him, because that would mean I would have to leave my wife, my family, my household, quit my job, and go to help him. So I made a decision to not go. He made a decision to, unfortunately, commit suicide. It weighed very heavy on my soul, and every time his name would come up, I just turned into mush. And I understand that with the therapy that I had with Anthony at the center, and Andy with the healing circle, and feeling the energy and understanding the stories of other people, I felt that it wasn't my fault. I mourn him, but I'm no longer feeling guilty.
Right.
Guilty.
Right.
So it's a release, and I'll never forget him. But I'll certainly love him forever.
And I actually remember seeing you the next day. You came out of your therapy session.
Yes.
And just seeing
drained.
Drained initially, and then seeing like the light back in your eyes.
Yes.
There was a huge lift, a huge burden that you're no longer carrying around.
Yes.
And do you think that maybe perhaps that burden led to a lot of eating habits that you had?
Reflecting back, the time that I actually started eating and I would almost have to say self-abusing was the time that I lost my cousin.
Right.
And it was because I felt guilty, because I couldn't help him, because I didn't go, I punished myself.
Right.
And I punished myself for a long time, not realizing that he made his decision, he had passed away, but I kept punishing myself. I suffered longer than he did over all of these years of eating and self-abuse. And now I've come to the realization that no, it's not right.
Right. So you're the big man on campus. You're Mr.
Okay.
Popular here.
Thank you.
Talk to me about all the relationships that you fostered and how that's really helped with your healing journey.
I think it's really what helps me heal. I think it's the energy, because you feel what other people are going through. You feel that energy of recuperating.
Yeah.
I met many people in the first day. Some people that would barely talk to me, and they were going through their own agony of whatever disease that they were fighting. I almost feel that because I was overweight and had diabetes, I was the healthiest person here. And people are suffering with some major ailments. Just talking to people, being truthful, being loving, embracing people. People came out of their shells.
Yeah.
They came out of their cocoon, even though they were fighting these horrific diseases, and they just start putting a smile on their face. And they saw me, and they felt they could achieve it also. And I know that they can, and I know that it'll work, because I've met so many people here. And people that have returned several times, 3, 4, and 5 times. Just in the first week, I met a fellow that had colon cancer, and his doctor said, "We're going to cut 15 feet of colon out of you," and he said, "No, that's not going to happen."
Right. And
he came here and doing wheatgrass implants, which is wheatgrass up your butt. It saved his colon.
Yeah.
And he's back, and he's been back 3-4 years in a row.
Right.
And he's healthy as a horse, but he continues to come back to get
Tune-up.
to get a tune-up, to get that inspiration, to get that love again, to to bring it all back home.
I want you to just really explain all the results that you've seen. So between the weight loss, between your sugar levels,
Yes.
the conversation with Nurse Tom that you had.
Yes, you know what, my as I mentioned before, my sugar levels were extremely high. My sugar levels dropped dramatically in the first 3-4 days, and all along I was going every day to the Vita Clinic, which is the medical clinic, and jumped on the scale, jumped on my blood pressure. My blood pressure I think it was 164 over 128 when it started, which was high, and it just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping every single day.
Right.
Kept dropping, and my weight, started at 368, and it kept dropping and it dropping. I dropped a lot in the first 5 days.
Right.
I was so excited, like 26 pounds in 5 days, and I thought I was going to lose 75, 80 pounds by the end of the course. But after talking to the nurse and the doctor, they said it will plateau. A lot of it is water at the beginning, but whether it's water or whether it's fat, it's still 26 pounds.
Right.
So you carry 26 pounds around your belly or on your shoulders every day. That's a lot of weight to drop.
Right.
And
what's the total that you've
and
lost?
Well,
3 week mark
the
now.
amazing thing, Kenzie, is the total that I lost as of this morning. I was at 368 when I started, and as of this morning, I am 328.
Nice.
40 pounds.
Nice.
40 pounds. Thank you.
And I was there during the celebration of him cutting his belt because it no longer fits.
Yes. My belt was too long, actually. We had to shorten it.
Yeah.
Extremely.
If you could kind of summarize your philosophy of health and wellness and what it actually means to be whole and well
I think
for you.
the philosophy realistically is I came here for myself. I truly did. And I came not thinking of anyone else, even though I love my family, but I came here for myself. I came here, I took the sample of, you're in an airplane and there's no oxygen and the masks come down. What do? Do you put the mask on other people first, or do you put it on yourself first and then help other people? So I put the mask on myself, and I was going to help myself. And that was my philosophy, was to concentrate on number one.
Right.
But I think after 3 weeks, the philosophy that I'm going to take home is a philosophy of nurturing, more loving. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better father. I want to give back to, I don't know, friends and family, community.
Right.
It really opens up your whole lifestyle of what you had, what you did, where it was you just work, and it makes you step back.
Right.
And I overviewed my life and said to myself, this is not a productive life. This is not a healthy life. This is not a loving life. I mean, I'm loving as a person, but I can be more.
Right.
And
so, what would the new Frank say to the old Frank, say 20 years ago?
Go. If it was 20 years ago, go to Hippocrates. I would say go to Hippocrates. I'm actually a little sad because Hippocrates has been around now since 1957. I think 62 years.
Right.
And I'm a little sad that it's not more mainstream. I'm sad that more people don't know about it.
Right.
I'm sad that other people don't get to feel this joy, this joy that comes out of coming here. This transformation of my body, the transformation of this fogginess that is lifted from my brain, this transformation of my blood sugar. And I'm sad that I'm 59 and I'm only starting now. And hopefully people will listen and understand that there's a much better way than doing chemotherapy and all of this stuff. I've seen many people. Nurse Tom, I mean, he had 4th stage lymphoma. They told him to get his affairs in order, you know. And he came here 6 months later, had no cancer. So, what is it that we have that cures cancer? We don't have medication that cures cancer, Kenzie. We don't have therapies and mechanical therapies that cure cancer. The only thing that cures cancer is actually what's in our body, and it's called the immune system. And the problem is our immune system, the army of our immune system, has been beaten down, and the army of cancer and ill feeling and diseases has grown. What we need to do is take that immune system and feed it the proper food, increase its capability, increase its strength, and beat down those diseases, beat down that cancer with yourself. So people say, well, there is no cure for cancer. Of course there is. It's called the immune system. And it beats it all the time. And I hear stories after stories after stories after stories here for the last 3 weeks of people that have been here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Clive flies over from the UK, and he spends a month here. He actually spends a month helping these helping set up seminars, and just because he wants to be around the food, he wants to be around the energy, and it's just amazing. Just amazing. There is no words to really describe it. You have to
experience it.
Experience, yes. It's the better word, I think. It's almost like a personal revelation.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I just wanted to for everyone to meet Frank. He's been a good friend of mine since being here. So, ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
Final wheatgrass shot.
Final wheatgrass shot.
Cheers.
Salute. Cheers.
Cheers.
Salute. Cheers. Tequila.